It's officially fall, so we're busting out the autumnal flavors with this pot roast. We're going to start by chopping off the ends of 7 medium to small shallots. Then we'll cut those in half and set them in a mixing bowl. I didn't want to make diced onions this time, so I decided to thinly slice them instead. I prefer using yellow onions instead of white because they're not quite as intense. We'll put the onions in with the shallots, then we'll move over to the heat. In a Dutch oven over medium heat, we'll melt 3 tablespoons of butter, then we'll add in our shallots and onions and mix it all up so the butter coats all of the vegetables. Now we'll cook those for 15 minutes or until they've softened up a bit, then we'll bring in 3/4 of a cup of apple cider. Bring that to a light simmer and cook until the cider thickens slightly. This takes about 5 to 7 minutes. Next we'll add in 8 sprigs of thyme. That seems like a lot, but the apple cider is really strong. Let that simmer until you can smell the thyme and they've got a nice green color to them. Now we'll bring in 2 chuck roasts from MidamarHalal.com and nuzzle them all nice and close. I used 3 pounds of small red potatoes with the eyes removed. I really like red potatoes, so I used a lot, but you could get away with maybe using 1.5 pounds instead. Here I made a little mistake and I put in 2 cups of apple cider first, but I should have put apple butter on the chuck roast. Do that and then add your apple cider. Cover that and transfer it to an oven set at 325 degrees for 2.5 to 3 hours. After that's had time to roast and the potatoes are softened, we'll pull it out of the oven. Before you leave the oven though, turn that up to 425. Prep a pan with aluminum foil, then hit it with some nonstick spray. We'll pull out the taters and place them on a pan. Remove the thyme sprigs as you do this as well. Spread the taters around the pan and smash them with a fork. I found the knife helped to remove the potatoes if they got stuck. Cut up about 1 stick of butter into thin strips and place it across the potatoes. We'll finish that with a 1/4 cup of freshly chopped sage, 1.5 tablespoons of garlic powder, salt and pepper to taste or about 1/2 teaspoon. Now we'll head back to the chuck roast and hit that with some salt and pepper as well and mix it all up. Now we'll stick them both back in the oven at 425 and cook for 20 to 30 minutes or until the potatoes are a little crispy. And that's it. Serve up the apple butter chuck roast with potatoes, some snowpack mixed vegetables available at the link in the description. Serve with some bread and butter and enjoy. See you next week for another delicious halal recipe.